Guys, welcome to the show. It's your boy Young Hova, aka your hometown CEO, Coach Jake here. This is
Jelly
Productions. She's usually behind the screen, but by popular demand, she's back. I guess she gives me a few extra ratings, so boom, let's get going.
Well, today's video is about you're not committed to your passion. And this came up because basically I have a lot of stuff going on in my life, and I asked my mentor, Jake, to basically just help me out. And what I was saying to him was I wanted to own my own company, and then he hit me with the question, why do I want to own my own company? And I was like, to be honest, I don't know. And then what did you say?
Then I told her the fact that you don't know tells me exactly right there that you're just like wanting to be a part of the fad. And I told her that, talking about the fad of being an entrepreneur. Right now, being an entrepreneur is like the latest clothes that we want to wear. Everybody and their mom wants to be an entrepreneur, but we don't know how much or how much effort or how much sacrifice it actually takes to be an entrepreneur. We don't really realize that most entrepreneurs, they want to become entrepreneurs because they want to either one, solve a problem, or two, they have so much value in the marketplace that a job could not afford to keep them on staff. So the very first thing I told her that she needed to do, you need to find your why. Why are you doing it? And please do not go find a why that everybody else is doing. Like your mom is sick, you want to retire, you do it for your kids, you want a nice car. Those are not whys. Those are not things that's going to intrinsically make you want to move forward, even when you have bad days. You need to find a why that literally wakes you up in the morning. I know it sounds cliche, but it makes you serve a purpose outside of yourself. It's a servitude why. It's you want to go change the world. You want to go change a marketplace because you know the value that you bring and the service that you're providing is absolutely worth every dollar and every penny that someone's going to be spending.
Yes. And then he hit me with the question, what is your worth? And it had me like thinking. He also said, if someone was to hire you or pay you, would they or should they pay you?
So when she came to me, I said, okay, you know, you want to start a business. What's your worth? How much are you worth? If somebody were to hire you right now, how much are you worth?
I didn't know. I'm just to be honest. I didn't know.
And so if she doesn't know, how can you decide that you want to be an entrepreneur? How do you know that your worth is going to bring about customers or people that want to buy a product or a service from you? Your worth is literally your value in the marketplace. The knowledge base that you know, either it's the knowledge for the industry or your hard work in delivering a service or a product. In order for you to in order for you to evaluate your worth, you need to test your skills. You need to test your knowledge against other people in your industry. You need to definitely increase your knowledge base. You have to invest in yourself tenfold in order to increase your value. Everyone should know your worth. So if you have a business, if you're trying to build a business and your worth isn't more than $100,000 or $200,000, you probably should go back to a job and build up your worth and your value. Because when you come into this marketplace, we don't care who you are, we don't care the color you are, we don't care how tall, how short, how fat you are, how skinny you are. We care about the value that you're bringing. So when I talked to her, I asked her, what is your worth? And she told me she didn't know. That's when I told her you got to keep punching in at your craft, because your craft and your worth is literally going to propel you forward.
And then another thing I told him about, that I wanted to own my own place because I wanted the feeling of independence, you know? Like the feeling of having my own. And he said the only 3 reasons that people want their own place. What was it?
There's 3 reasons that people, sex, doing stuff you're not supposed to do, and wanting to walk around naked. Those are the 3 things that makes people want to have your own place. If you're young, come on, guys.
I only wanted one of those things.
If you're young and your parents or your grandparents are allowing you to stay in their place, and you have an opportunity to be able to co-live or be a habitant with family members, you need to take advantage of that, because the only reason you want your own place or have independency is to be doing stuff that is absolutely taking you off your goal. It's taking you off the focal point of what you need to do. You have to have an international mindset. An international mindset simply says this. It says we build together, we grow together, and we have this incubator system that allows you to leverage off the people that you love so that you can go and accomplish the things you want to accomplish 10 times fold. So right now, she's in the best position ever. She has a sister that absolutely loves the dog mess out of her. She has a sister that tells her, live your dream, fight for what you want. I got your back as long as you're fighting and you're busting your tail. And she's like, Jake, but I want my own space. I want independency. I want to walk around naked.
I want to feel that.
I want to feel like I've done something. But you can't feel that you accomplished something if you're in the middle of a process. You can't feel like you've done something if you're not completely finished. So a lot of us, we want to be done, or we want to feel good, and our ego is preceding our natural worth. So when your ego is preceding you, you're going to end up going on a path that you don't have to. So humble yourself and understand. Take advantage of the opportunity that you have. Don't look around at what your friends are doing at the age and say, at 25, 26, I'm supposed to be here. Who created that standard? Everyone's path and everyone's standard and everyone's situation in life is different. So if you're in that position where you can definitely leverage on family, show them you appreciate what they're doing for you by busting your tail every single day and increasing your worth so that you know your value. So right now, she shouldn't be going and getting a house if you don't even know your value. And your value is not determined based on a degree or paper that you got from the school. That just adds to your resume. Your value is based upon the information that you have and the knowledge base that you can bring to a group of people to increase their value. So in short, cut that independent shit out.
He's right, y'all. So that was really the end, though.
And then I think the last thing.
Oh, the last thing. Oh, yeah. So the last thing we have is owning up to your shit, because he said I have like a big ego. It relates to you're not committed to your passion. Basically, own up to your shit when you're like and you're not productive that day.
We're gonna bleep that out. but yeah, and so in short, so when she's talking about owning up to your stuff,
yes.
I think that Jelly and I have a really funny mentor-mentee relationship, because she's like an annoying little sister that's like a pest, but I love her to death because she listens to what I say and she makes it happen. And I think the problem with a lot of our progress is that we're not honest with where we are. So we like to hide where we are. We like to hide our growth. We like to say that we're better than where we are, and we're not being realistic about where we are. So it doesn't allow we don't give ourselves enough growth. And so we wonder why we're so stagnant and why we're in the same place 5, 10 months or a year from now. It's because when you're not transparent about where you are, then that's what it is. And it goes back to that passion. Yeah. Passion, when I describe to her, passion for what you do, it's not burning a boat like people talk about. Passion is digging a hole. So you have somebody that's digging a hole. And every time he's digging that hole, you have to put in work to get further and further down in that hole. But the problem is we begin to start digging a hole for our financial freedom. We begin to start digging a hole for the stuff that we want. And then we get to a point to where we get tired and it gets hard. And the problem and the reason and what stops us from continuously digging that hole to finding our gold is we have room to get out. If you can still get out when you're digging your hole, your passion isn't strong enough because you still see daylight. In order for you to really dig and find your passion and find what drives you and find that gold that's inside of you, you got to keep digging your hole. Because what's going to happen, the further and further you get down in the hole, you're going to look up and realize there's no way out. And the only way that you can get out is somebody throwing you a rope. That's why you see a lot of companies go through bankruptcy. They go through bankruptcy because they have no other way out. That's the only way. That's the only lifeline that they have. They go through, they go public. They find crowdfunders. It's because they need more money or they need more opportunity. They need more rope. So in short, if you have a passion, pick up a shovel and dig your way to your gold. And when you begin to dig your way to the gold, if you can still see where you got into that hole, if you can still see the daylight where it's clear as day, you got to keep digging further and further. And you're going to realize that passion is going to lead you exactly where you need to be. So guys, this is Coach Jake, and this is my mentoring session with Jelly. In short, if you have an opportunity to be in a place where family is supporting you, don't look around And don't allow anybody else to demean you and tell you where you're supposed to be when they're not where you want to be. 2, dig your hole, find your gold, and dig to your passion. And don't stop until you get there. Because I promise you, the worst thing in life is to dig a hole and then get out and allow somebody else to finish the hole that you dug. Guys, this is Coach Jake, and I'll see you at the top because the bottom for me is way too crowded. Peace!
Thank God that the brothers on the rise now. Endless celebrations all in my house. Levitating now, I'm super duper fly now. London boy, but